We are Georgia and David. We quit our jobs to travel full-time around Mexico with our 14-year-old Sheltie-Poo Meep. Our goal is to take a picture with her in front of 100 Pueblo signs. So today we are in the Pueblo Mágico of Tecozautla. I think it's how it's pronounced. Maybe some of our Mexican viewers can tell us how to pronounce that correctly, or if I even got close.
It is in the state of Hidalgo, and it was about an hour drive from Tequis. It is known for its hot springs, which we won't be visiting today. But it also has some aqueducts, which we just checked out with Meep. They have, of course, a little town square. They also have a little bit of a pyramid. It's, from what I can see, it's about half a pyramid. And then also it's very close to the beginning of the Zimapan lake. So we may head up that way today, or we may save it for when we go to Zimapan later. So one of the cool things about the aqueduct here is that it is still functioning. We are now in the central Jardín, which has a very cool clock tower in the center. It was only about 1.5 kilometers from the aqueduct. The reason that we chose to come to this Pueblo Mágico today was actually because of the weather. It is rainy season, and it is raining back in Tequis, and we checked the weather for all the Pueblo Mágicos we had left to see, and this was the only one that was partly sunny. All the rest of them were rainy.
And it's going to rain this afternoon, so we had to get out early.
Yeah, it seems to rain pretty much everywhere at about 3 o'clock.
Tecozautla didn't have real town letters, so we took a family photo in front of the next best thing. Kind of a cheat, but we're counting it. After checking out the churches in the town square, we drove about 10 kilometers to a highly rated restaurant Georgia had found. We enjoyed the views on the way.
So this is the restaurant that I found on Google Maps, and there's David. You can see the view is fantastic. I will drop the location in the description, so if you ever head out this way, you can check it out. And here's a quick look at the menu. They actually have a lot more options than I would have thought, being this far out. So our food has arrived. We got mojarra frita, which is an entire fried fish, and it's 135 pesos. And she brought us some tortillas and some homemade salsa. Yep, believe it or not, this is the soundtrack at a restaurant in the middle of nowhere in Mexico. So we just finished up our whole fried fish, as well as our little shrimp ceviches, and we thought, wow, we're so far inland and everything tastes so fresh. Now we know why. You can see they actually farm the fish right here. They also do boat tours here. The guy came up to us and asked us if we wanted to do one. He said it's about 30 minutes and it's 400 pesos. So David's getting Meep's backpack together, and we're gonna go ride around on the boat for a little bit.
As you can see, boat rides are one of Meep's favorite activities. During our scenic ride, we saw some fancy houses and a hotel on an island. During the rainy season, the water level actually reaches all the way to the cabins. After our boat tour, we set out to find a pyramid. We're at the archaeological zone of Pañu.
We are actually the only people here. It is a Tuesday, it's about 3 o'clock, and we have the whole pyramid all to ourselves. This is just way too cool.
We got Meep in a backpack.
Yep. So I have to say, this is definitely stacking up to be one of our favorite Pueblos Magicos. The view behind us right now is incredible. We had a really great lunch. We had an awesome boat tour. Really having a spectacular day.
Yep.
Getting ready to go into the little museum to find out a little information about the pyramid before we head up.
The museum at Pañu was very small but informative. So this is what's left of the main pyramid. Pretty cool. And I think I read that there's another pyramid that hasn't been excavated yet. These stairs are very narrow. My Navy days helped me with this stuff.
So once you get to the top, I'm going to show you the 360 degree view that you get. So cool.
To the right of the main pyramid is La Casa de Gobierno, or the government house. This is where the leadership would have sat when they were ruling this place. And as you can see, the view is amazing. There's a path to the right of the main pyramid. Here's this like cool little actual made aqueduct or something carved in the stone. If you hook around that path a little more, see a petroglyph carved in the stone here. You can kind of see some faces carved in, not really carved, I guess weathered into the stone here. So out here in this valley, X-shaped geoglyph out here. And when Georgia said we're the only ones here, we weren't kidding.
There's the parking lot.
That's the parking lot, and that's the only car in it, and that's ours.
We got up bright and early this morning to head out to Zimapan. It is a Pueblo Mágico in the state of Hidalgo, and they are mainly known for their beautiful lake. We had to stop on the side of the road as we were making this drive because the views are absolutely amazing.
This church takes up like a whole city block. It's huge. After visiting the main church, we strolled through the main square. We found a cool alley with beautiful murals and decorated with papel picado. We snapped our family photo in front of the town sign and took a last look around before heading to Zimapan Lake for lunch.
Well, yet again, we were too hungry to film. So here is the aftermath of our whole fried fish and beer lunch. So after lunch, the owner asked us if we wanted to do a boat tour, and here it is 500 pesos for a 30-minute tour around the lake. So we're gonna do that in a few minutes. So one of the things that Huichapan is known for is its beautiful aqueducts. We visited one last time we were here, last year, and this is a different one, but both are very beautiful.
Currently in the municipal palace here in Huichapan, and as you can see, the letters behind me are a little bit different than other letters. They're actually made out of marble. After snapping our family photo, we checked out the churches near the main square.
Huichapan actually has 3 churches all in the same little square. When we first came up, we thought it was closed off like it was last year for the pandemic, but actually the side entrance was open, so we were able to walk around the main courtyard, but all of the churches themselves still had the doors shut, except for the side chapel. So if you look behind me, you'll see a balcony, and this balcony is an important part of Mexican history. Here was the first annual grito, or shout for Mexican independence after they had gained it. And now that is a tradition all around Mexico that on Independence Day, there is the grito. Viva Mexico.
This museum was free to enter, at least on the day we were there. We took turns checking it out as Meep wasn't allowed inside. It was interesting to see a lot of the artifacts were from Pañu.
So behind me is Casa de Diezmo, and one of the reasons that Huichapan is a Pueblos Magicos is because a lot of historical events happen here. And as you can see, there are still bullet holes in the side of this building.
So we are in front of Los Arcos, and we ate here last year, and I said that these were the best tacos I'd ever had in my life. Their carnitas were amazing. Now that we've been in Mexico for about 4 months, I've eaten a lot more tacos, so let's see if they're still that amazing, and let's hope that they let us in with meat. Well, they said it was okay to have meat as long as we sat at the table that's kind of on the sidewalk. And as you can see, the tacos here are huge. We got the carnitas tacos de costilla, or basically baby back rib tacos again. And of course they come with all the accoutrements. You've got chicharron, you've got green salsa, 2 other salsas, and some limes, and some more homemade tortillas. And of course, cervezas. So those carnita tacos were amazing. But we talked about it, and we both think that the carnitas we actually just had a couple days ago in San Joaquin were actually better. Both of them had tortillas that were made by hand. Both of them had very juicy carnita meat, but I think that the ones up in San Joaquin had a little bit more softness to them. Yeah. They were a little bit more tender.
So we drove back to Los Arcos again. We were here last year. It was closed last year for the pandemic, and apparently it's still closed this time. I'm not going to actually walk down this time. I'm going to fly the drone and hopefully get some footage.
If you want more information about this aqueduct, we recommend watching our Tecozautla video from last year.
As always, if you liked this video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.